Rightio, something very, very different now. Hello, Lisa Miles.
Hello, Paul Campbell.
How is the beach today?
A little bit windy, but apart from that, really good.
Very jealous. I live in the smack bang in the middle of Victoria, and it's not ideal for a person that loves the beach. Where do we find you? It looks sensational.
We are at Brighton Beach. Just actually taking a couple of dogs to the Brighton Dog Beach, which was hilarious. So, a good change from the regular Sunday, for sure.
What are they behind you? Cabins, are they?
They're the little beach house things that they have that are notorious in Melbourne. They're a good part of the Melbourne culture, worth lots and lots of money. So now we just come down to look.
So you're actually sitting on someone else's porch?
I am at the moment, but they're not here, thank goodness. So that's okay.
If they come halfway through, it'll make for fun. Rightio.
Yeah.
One, congratulations on Powderkeg the other night.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It was a good win, and it was a good return to form. I would imagine it was just a great relief for you.
Definitely. He's taken a little while to return to his best form, but he's really on form at the moment. Really happy with him.
He is. He was on his best behaviour. I was watching the replay just then to get a refresher, and I didn't realise you were so quiet on him early. Was that basically because of the likes of Aldebaran, Knox, Cover of Darkness? You knew there was always going to be that little bit of speed on. I think normally you're very positive on him out of the gate, but you just seem to say, right, we'll just go back and sit back and relax a bit for a while.
I've been trying to do that. Probably the best part of this preparation, Paulie, just getting him off the gate and sitting him back. Obviously, him sprinting and sitting him down to the ground. That he's racing fantastic that way. So never had any intention of going forward. And just hope to getting into the race at some stage after that.
And then once they sorted the positions out, I was a little bit worried watching it. There just wasn't a lot of toe into the race, and you were a long way back off him, so you had to put him into the race. Was that a concern for you, or were you confident the way you were driving him?
I had full confidence in him and the way he'd been going. I actually did anticipate that he's had a beautiful lad in front of me. That obviously didn't happen. And from then on, I thought if he would just settle nicely in the jet seat, he'd been racing well enough to do his best at the finish.
Did he win the sires from the deaf?
He won from behind the leader.
Okay, yeah. But he has won a nice race from the deaf, has he not?
He actually ran a cracking race in a derby heat, I reckon, and he sat in the deaf seat. He ran second. That little horse Barrage had a beating, I think.
Yeah, he's not against sitting up outside him. He's a beautiful horse. He is a lad. I get to see him through the other job that I have, and plus being at your stables, probably not as regularly as I should be, but on a basis I'll go with. But he is a bit of a lad, and he has got a bit of character. But he looked like he had his game face on the other night for you.
On the track, he had his game face on. Off the track, he was a right handful, to be honest with you. Unfortunately for us on the ground in the stables, that's when he races best. But, he definitely had his game face on the track. And as I said, he's really enjoying the way he's been driven at the moment. And the more runs he's having, the better he's getting all the time.
The better he's getting, the stronger he's getting. Cover of Darkness, he's a horse with a lot of ability. He's not dissimilar in a way to your bloke, Keg, with their own personalities, both on the ground and on the track the other night. And I had a giggle to myself when you guys were returning back to scale. There was probably, you could probably get one horse in between. They just looked like two little pit ponies just jogging back after, or done the pony trot. They're sort of like, and yet they're these two boys that have got so much personality about them.
Well, don't worry. Back in the shed, they weren't too far apart from each other. And most of the night was spending one squealing and the other one squealing, and whoever was around to try and settle them down. So a special mention to Corey O'Donoghue for babysitting Keg, I suppose, and trying to keep him distracted from out and out roaring. So, yeah.
It is. It's one of the things about harness racing. I think probably 10, 15 years ago, there was probably a lack of stallions, if you like, and definitely in the trotting ranks there was a huge lack of stallions in it. There's a lot more now, and I think it's really adding to the product.
I think so too. Look, there are quite a few stallions, but Look, as far as Powderkeg is concerned, he's the only one, and he makes a big enough ruckus for himself. So
he's a beautiful horse. He's won 9 now from 42. He probably could have won a few more, but $150,000 in stakes. He's just doing a huge job for Wyndham Stud, and they've been great supporters of yours for a long time. You race Sparks Ignite. You've had a lot of horses for them, and it must be just so rewarding to win a race on the big stage like you did.
Absolutely. And look, I must mention too, Wyndham Stud had a winner. Mike used to be won the South Australian Potters Derby last night too, so he's had a ripping weekend. I spoke to Jeff late last night, and look, he couldn't be happier with the team. And Jill Nielsen's had some wins over there, and we both support each other greatly with their forces. Awesome.
I always worry about what hats to put on and shirts to put on. Have a look at you go. Yabby Dam Farms. My use to me is used to me. One of the value stallions that there are. There are so many value stallions. Muscle Hill, he's just doing an enormous job. Every race you look at, there's just heaps of Muscle Hills. The 2-year-olds last night, I think they were nearly half the field. And I think Aldebaran Zeus is a Muscle Hill actually as well. So what's next in store for this bloke?
I suppose the size is next big thing for him. And bigger and better things in the next 12 months to come. You'd really like to think that he can keep his act together and shape up for the Inters or something like that. And that's the biggest picture. So we'd like to have fine guy stuff, so we'll go with that. That'd be good.
What about something like the Great Southern Star? How would that suit him racing twice in the one night? Would that be up his alley or?
It wouldn't hurt him. I've always sort of liked to sort of putting him in longer races or giving him more to do. The further he goes with whatever he does, the better he is, if that makes sense. So something like the Great Southern Star, I think that he'd take it in his stride for sure.
Yep.
At least you'd like to think that he'd definitely go away the second time around from the mobile, which he's not necessarily good at all the time, but no, that'd sort him out confusing, I reckon.
He's had a few false starts. He knows how to get back behind it, so he'll be fine. So.
No, thanks for bringing it up, Bob. Yeah. For sure.
Now, you mentioned Corey O'Donoghue, who's working for you now, but there has been a few people behind the scenes that have definitely helped with this horse, and I'll let you thank them all, but there's one man, I'm tipping he was pretty proud to see his boy get up and get the chockies for you the other night. This was obviously on Friday night, not Saturday night.
No, Mitchell Frost was there the first day that Powderkeg arrived, and we put him in the cart, and look, we still laugh about it. It was pretty interesting trying to negotiate and getting him to the track. So Mitch has been there from the get-go, and then of course Woody Chibnall's been with me as well. So they've both been on the ride too, and I can't thank those guys enough. And Corey's been helping me for the last month or so, and without people like that helping you, I just can't thank them enough. Let's just say that.
And that's one of the things, the small stables, and I'm going to hopefully do a couple of interviews here today, but small stables that need the right people around you just to be able to help you. And when I say the right people, they can, be the right person as a friend and everything else like that, but sometimes you need that right person just to drive another horse, someone that can do times and things like that with a horse like him. So you've got to be so appreciative when you get those people around you.
Absolutely. And like we all know, it's not just a job, it's a lifestyle. So you've got to be good mates too, and tolerate whatever sits up to you every day. So, and look, Powderkeg's a bit of a surprise. He can do all sorts of things any given day. So always makes it a bit exciting for sure.
Will indeed. Rest of the team, very quickly. How's the rest of the team going, Liz?
Doing okay, mate. It's a small team. I only got about 14 there at the moment. But no, ticking along okay.
No more Powderkegs in the background?
Oh, one's enough at the moment, mate. As I said,
I meant ability, not as lads.
No. I would be hard pressed to get one with the ability of him. So, no. At the moment, we've just got a couple of bread and butter horses. Keeping the numbers up and keeping the team up, and they're doing an awesome job. So we've been consistent, and if we can just keep consistent, I reckon that's the main thing.
Absolutely, well done, and we must say a big well done to Alfie for graduating the other day from Assumption College. I think that's a huge effort. He's a young man. Hopefully, he can make his way to being a superstar cricketer, because he said he's going to take me to England with him. So I'm hoping he can get there.
No, sorry, Paul. He's going to take me to England with him. Not you. But look, Alfie has never really got into the horses in a big way. As I said, he's 110% cricket. But any given day I need a hand, he will come out. And as I said, I'm really lucky to have good people around me.
You got the white singlet on. We've got to do something with Alfie and his white socks. That's my issue with it. The shoes, I can sort of tolerate. The white socks, he's got to do something about those.
No, well, there was no socks the other night for his graduation. So, he's got to get with the fashion, Paulie. No socks, mate. No socks.
Yeah, and then they brush the hair back. They don't get it. You've got to go bald. Bald's the fashion now. And when you've got nothing up top, you're very fashionable, you see.
That's what all you bald guys say, I'm afraid. But, yeah, no, we'll tackle that in the future.
I got told last night I'm very random. Would you like me to start being random on some of those things? I won't, because I'll get into a lot of trouble. Lise, thank you very much for joining me, and congratulations. I think it's a great achievement, because I do know what goes on behind the scenes with a horse like this. I think a lot of people watch him and say, he'd be a nice horse to get hold of and all the rest. He's got that many quirks about him. It's not funny. And when you come out on top with a race like that, which was good adrenaline, aggressive race, beating some quality opposition. He's a Group 1 winner himself. He wins a Group 2 the other night. They're trotters for the future is what harness racing is about, and it's what I love so much about the industry. So well done to you, and thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, Paulie.